It is early in the morning, the sun is shining. We are standing with many scooters in front of the SIP logo. And this has the following reason. Today is departure for the SIP tour, and we go to the Dolomites. As you can see, it is SIP tour. We leave soon, when we're done with the screwing. We have arrived at our first small stop and take a break at the lakeside terraces at Weichensee. This means that we have already reached the beginning of the mountains, and so far we have not had any breakdowns of the scooters. I am especially happy because I have come through with my newly built Lambretta without any problems so far. Behind me you can see that everyone is already putting on their jackets again. They want to ride on the first passes. So far, no breakdowns. No breakdowns. On this tour we have decided to share a little bit while we are on the road. And what better moment to do this than when the scooter just has a breakdown. Go straight to the first hotel, because our first stop ends in the town Wolkenstein. This is a place in the Dolomites. Currently we are lucky enough to be able to use eGeek's workshop. He was so nice. He even let me work on his lift. Now I try to pack the tools again, and then there are the last scenes before the sun sets on the way to Wolkenstein.
Now over the Grödner Joch to Corvara. Stern, then over Passo di Valparola, Passo di Falzarego, Andras, then to our favorite pass, Passo Pordoi, Sella Joch and back. 100 kilometers, 5 passes, perfect.
At one of the highest passes of our first day's tour, the Passo di Valparola at 2,168 meters. Today we make a day tour from the hotel. Behind my right shoulder you can see the Sella Massif. From the hotel room, by the way, we see exactly the opposite side. Today we ride the Sella Ronda with 4 passes. This is insanely great. I can only recommend. The journey time is not too long at 2.5 hours, and the route includes 4 passes, and you have an incredible panorama, and of course, a lot of fun.
When you run it out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off, go off. When you run it out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off. When you run it out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off.
Today we ride out of Wolkenstein, but this time we ride south, past the Passo Pordoi and circle in the round cruise of Marmolata. In total, there are 125 kilometers today, but you should not underestimate, because it goes uphill, downhill.
How many passes do we have?
There are 3 of them in any case.
So in no case refueling. We can do it.
We can do it, otherwise we will have calf pain tonight.
Okay, easy, okay.
Otto is standing next to me. He's been on the tour a few times, hasn't he?
Right. This is the 3rd time I've taken part in the tour.
And you also work at SIP?
Exactly.
Several years as well, right?
Already 15 years.
That's a relatively long time already. I think your scooter is even older. What model is it?
This is a GL, built in 1964. This is equipped with a PX engine.
I like your scooter, because you see a GL relatively rarely these days, especially with the very nice original patina paint. Thanks, Otto. Next to me is Dennis. Dennis has restored a scooter especially for the Dolomites tour.
Exactly, a VBA 150 built in 1959, equipped with a 125cc PX engine, a Quadrini cylinder and a few other small details.
So, one of the few small block scooters here at the SIP tour. But it rides very well, doesn't it?
Yes, this model is absolutely suitable for touring and has already been ridden several times.
You are a kind of SIP touring veteran, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. We took our first tours to Lake Garda when we were about 16 or 17 years old. Then, over the years, the routes became wider and the tours bigger. So that's how the SIP Tour finally was born.
Thanks, Dennis. Ralph is standing next to me. He's the inventor of the SIP Tour and rides a scooter in a very nice color.
This is my Rally 200 in the color Giallo Postiano Yellow.
Have you already ridden some SIP tours with the scooter?
I've had the scooter since 1999, so it's been on a few tours. There are mean fellow riders who have already called the scooter Stupid Turtle.
I can understand that, but it has a secret trick, right?
Yes, it has a secret trick.
We'll have to show this trick for a moment. Seen in this way, a very nice scooter and a turtle is the scooter long gone. Thanks, Rolf. Alex is sitting next to me, the second initiator of the SIP tour. He's even riding 2 scooters this year, right?
If Ben Hur rides a chariot with 4 horses, I can also ride the SIP tour with 2 scooters.
This one in front is your favorite scooter for the tour, the red SS 180.
This is my absolute favorite scooter. I like the long wheelbase. It feels like I'm on a couch when I'm on the road with the scooter. Only if the brakes were a little better now and then, I would still prefer to ride the scooter.
How many tours have you been riding with this scooter?
The 380th tour.
Wow. In any case, a very nice scooter. Thank you, Alex. Bernd is standing next to me now. Bernd rides a nice old Vespa Sprint with original paint and a 244 Quattrini touring setup. The important question is, why is Bernd taking part in the tour? Who is your employer?
I work for the company Abgedreht. We are responsible for SIP photo and video productions.
Every year you get a funny video of the tour, like this one you're watching. Abgedreht is responsible for that. And this year only Bernd is responsible for it. If the video has a bad quality this time, you can contact Bernd directly. Here you can find the email address. Thanks, Bernd. For some years now it has been a tradition that our friends from France join the tour. From the Scooter Club du Sud-Est. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
This time 4 friends are with us again. And we'll try to have the conversation in English. I'll ask what they're all called first.
What's your name?
Jérôme,
Henry.
Jacques,
Minou. Okay. And I know all of you, it's not the first trip you're joining, yeah? Is it right?
yes, it's right.
Okay.
I don't know how much trip we did with you, but maybe too much, I don't know.
You don't know? How
I
many?
don't know. How many?
Guess.
I guess at least
4?
5.
5. And you?
5.
How many trips?
I think 3.
3. Henri?
5.
I think it's 3.
Okay. So you have no friends in France to ride with you?
No.
Okay.
They just understand what we say, so it's not a
Okay, so you think it's our good relationship is because we don't understand you?
Yes.
I also thank you. Thanks a lot for being here, and hope to see you again next year.
Today we're up here on the Passo Pordoi with a fantastic panorama in the background. But the interesting thing is that we have 3 guest riders with us. They are not even as old as the other participants. They are...
I'm Ruben, I'm Elvis, and Lenny.
Ruben, Lenny and Elvis. You both work at SIP a little bit, and he is not allowed to work there because he rides a Yamaha. But we are very happy that the 3 guys are going on the tour. Let's start with the Yamaha, because this is something special. I also think it's cool because this model has a 2-stroke engine. What year is this?
From 1994. I just want to take part at the tour, even if there are only Vespas here. This is a Yamaha TZR 125 with a 2-stroke engine.
How much horsepower does it have?
28 HP.
Almost 30 years old, so already a vintage motorcycle. Now we come to you, Elvis. You have a Vespa small frame. We didn't even have this model on the tour. Now we have 2 here. Which one is that exactly?
This is a PK, formerly a PK80 without turn signals. This was pimped to a 125 Quattrini.
So, with more horsepower than the Yamaha?
No, unfortunately less.
This definitely needs to get better. Ruben, what kind of Vespa do you have?
I have a German special version with a Quattrini M1 R60.
The small frame has more horsepower than the Yamaha?
Not anymore, unfortunately.
Guys, we really have to work on that. When we're back at SIP in Landsberg, the two models will be tuned a bit. I'm glad to have you with us.
Thank you for letting us be part of it.
Next to me is Salvatore. Salvatore is the boss of the Siparia and the Trattoria in Landsberg, so he is responsible for good Italian food there. He became one of the most important participants of the SIP tour. After all, when we go to a restaurant or pub, he's already ordered wine, beer and the best appetizers before we even looked at the menu properly. When did you start riding with us, and why?
I've been riding since 2017 because I just enjoy riding a scooter.
And because you're following your Italian roots.
That anyway.
You have a very nice scooter. When did you buy it?
I bought it in 2017 for the tour.
So you bought a VBA especially for the 2017 tour. Which year of manufacture?
Built in 1959.
The scooter really has a very simple setup. A Penasco cylinder, an SIP Road 2.0 racing exhaust. It has about 14-15 HP. How many kilometers have you ridden with it so far?
14,000 kilometers.
And how many times have you serviced the scooter so far?
I haven't done this myself yet, but he has been checked out once.
This scooter is a phenomenon. Salve drives every year with the scooter over the highway and the Dolomites, uphill, downhill. This scooter does not break down. You might think that this scooter has a bit too little ground clearance for the road conditions here, but you have no problem with that, right?
Unfortunately, the exhaust often grinds the road, but I think the problem is now solved.
Little ground clearance is compensated for by riding skills. We'll show you the exhaust directly. Salvatore, thank you.
Thank you too.
Next to me is Jesko. Probably everyone who has seen one of our videos on our YouTube channel knows him. It's great that you're on the tour with us. Tell us a little more about the scooter you're driving on this tour.
This year I'm riding a Spanish Lambretta Jet 200 with a very classic TS1 tuning. It has many tuning parts that already existed 30 years ago. This scooter has, as it is, a classic car registration.
That scooter is on the same level than the other scooters and has had only minor technological glitches. The luggage handling is relatively interesting, I would say.
Yes, the concept of carrying luggage on the scooter needs to be worked out a bit better.
It's also because of the spare wheel in the middle, where we actually all have our luggage bag.
But the fear that a Lambretta might fail on the tour has fortunately not come true so far. We are already halfway back to Landsberg am Lech, and the scooter rode, except for a broken rear wheel, the route without any problems, whereby this cannot be blamed on the Lambretta, and the front disc brake cooling plate that kept touching down on the passes had to be corrected.
That this is true can also be confirmed with pictures, videos and the passport stickers. Nice that you and your scooter were on the tour.
Thanks. Today, we are once again at Passo di Falzarego, where we have been before. Since our junior crew got a little lost, I have a little time to interview Ollie. You already know him from our 101 large frame series. He rides a very special scooter that is also my favorite Vespa scooter. What kind of Vespa do you have?
This is a GS 160, second series in a nice original condition. Only the engine has been pimped a bit with a 251 Penasco. Actually, also my favorite touring model, because you can ride really relaxed.
Very nice scooter, Ollie. Now also the junior crew has arrived, so we can finally ride home. We are really hungry and have already reserved seats in a great restaurant. That's where we're riding now. Now we have arrived at an Italian farm, and here we just got explained what kind of homegrown products they have. This is really cool. Everything here is grown naturally by themselves. Now we're in the most beautiful room, the wine cellar, which is really well stocked. The only thing that is not produced here is wine, as the town of Sterzing is too far north to grow it. That's why this one is bought in. The wine is still really delicious. Henri and his friends are from Montmoron. He just discovered a very famous wine that is grown in their hometown. This wine is available worldwide, and even here, he's very happy about that. At least I hope that's what he said, because I don't understand French. That was an insult, wasn't it? This was our video for the SIP Dolomites Tour 2022. As you can see, I have arrived back at the SIP logo, where we started. This time we shot the video a little differently, with moderation as well as commented events and especially the featured participants. Please write us in the comments how you like this video. We are very interested in that. And also, feel free to write us in the comments section where you would ride your scooter or what your longest trips have been so far. If you liked the video, leave us a like and activate the bell. See you next time. Bye.